Alright, today's review is going to be on Ant-Man Quantumania, and quite frankly, I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on this movie, so I'm probably going to speedrun this, because it is not worth it. Straight up, 6, the plot. This movie is very disappointing. It's pretty much just a trip to the quantum realm, just because we gotta try and build up Kang, and then Kang ends up not being a thing, so what are we doing there now? Yeah, plot is very, very, very weak. Anything including the multiverse or the quantum realm, chances are they kind of mailed in the plot for it, and it's no different with this movie. Yeah, let's go ahead and get into the dialogue. Cassie Lang's dialogue in this movie is straight up the worst dialogue a single character in anything in the MCU has ever had, and really in basically almost any movie I've watched. It's the worst dialogue for an individual character I've ever seen. A lot of her dialogue, a lot of her dialogue is just help or dad or run, and there's no actual character there. They try and build up this like, oh, she's this rebellious teen thing with the dialogue around her, but it's all like very surface level and very boring. They never go into any actual details. It's just she stands up for people who need to be stood up for, and then it's a forced character trait, I guess is what I'd say. They, instead of doing it in a meaningful way, they just say all the things that she is instead of really showing you. Anyway, yeah, let's go ahead and move on to the acting, because that goes hand in hand with it. Paul Rudd in these movies is always focused a lot more on the comedic acting. Evangeline Lilly is just a little weird in these movies. So is Michael Douglas. Michelle Pfeiffer tried in this movie. I'll give her credit. Jonathan Majors really tried in this movie, but again, at the end of the day, I'm not going to worry about spoiling it, by the way, so spoiler here. The fact that Kang was defeated in the first place, Jonathan Majors went out of his way to make Kang an intimidating, powerful force in this movie, and then he gets trampled over by a bunch of ants in the end of the movie, and then beaten in a hand-to-hand combat situation with Ant-Man and the Wasp. Um, they This movie was weird because I think the original concept is kind of set up Kang and build his character over a few movies, and immediately they make him get beat by some of the weaker characters in the MCU. Really not a fan of that. Cinematography or visuals. This movie, you can tell it's primarily filmed on a green screen or on blue screen or whatever. It's a lot of computer generated, just mumbo jumbo. I'm gonna blast you with my laser blast, and I'm not a fan of it. There's just a bunch of random creatures in here. I forgot to mention when I was talking about the dialogue and the acting. There's this whole like rebellion plot in the quantum realm that is just, I don't know why there's this infatuation with like rebellions in these movies. I think it's because outside of that, the action would happen too quickly. But oh, God forbid we make a movie that gets straight to the point. No, let's make a movie that has this weird rebellion plot in it that no one is emotionally attached to. Again, very, very weak all around this movie is. But yeah, this movie, it mainly suffers from too much CGI to an extreme, and dealing with a concept that they are not capable of handling. The Eternals movies are a good example, and I think Multiverse of Madness is a good example of a complex visual concept that was actually, done well. This movie with the Quantum Realm does a horrible job with it, as far as the visual look of it, in my opinion. So the soundtrack of this movie, I barely remember any of the soundtrack. I do remember the song that plays at the beginning and at the end of the movie, the Welcome Back song. I do think that that song is good, but the original soundtrack for the movie is nothing special. It's not memorable at all. So I gave it a slightly below average grade, just because, I mean, if I'm not remembering the soundtrack, then probably doesn't speak very well to what you got going on. As far as the bonus ratings, the comedy is a 6 in my opinion. A lot of shots, a lot of missed shots in this movie. The world building, a 6.6. They tried to build up Kang. It failed miserably, and even if Jonathan Majors hadn't gotten in the legal trouble that he got into and shelved, this movie still would have been a very bad stepping stone for his character, I believe. The characters in this movie are not interesting. I feel a lot of their characters could have been resolved in 1 or 2 movies, and why are we still going? it feels like after the first Ant-Man movie, I think I could have been cool with just that movie being the only Ant-Man movie, and we got two more after that. So yeah, really not a fan of that. Kind of wish he would only appeared in Avengers movies. The action in the movie, I give it a 7 flat. It's a lot of fighting creatures. MODOK looks really weird in this movie. But again, I think if you're gonna do MODOK, he's kind of gotta look like that in live action. So I think he kind of the design got a little like unjustified hate because it's like, how else is he supposed to look? He's a giant face sitting in a chair. Like, I never really understood why people were like, that's the main problem with the movie. No, it's the glaring issues everywhere else. I don't know why people made that the issue with the movie. But yeah, the action in this movie, again, just the action in general, Kang, like, could have been 10 times more interesting, and the movie falls back on, well, ants are involved, and the ants are gonna end up saving the day, mainly, like, anyway, total rating, 6-1. This is the worst MCU movie I've watched. It somehow found a way to be worse than Thor Love and Thunder, which is a very, very hard thing to do considering how bad that movie is. But this movie really found a way to make its own sort of terrible, and I will applaud them for finding a new low. It is hard to find new lows sometimes. Most of the time, you'll just end up being mid, but they found a way to be remarkably bad. So congratulations, you're horrible. That's going to be my review for this movie. Let me know what you guys think about the movie. Let me know what you guys think about my review of the movie. And thank you guys for watching, and peace.